Alright, let's look at this Orc army for the Dark Eidolon. Let's start with this Goth battalion. We're led by Boss Zagstruck, and then a Big Mech in Mega Armor with Custom Force Field and a Grot Oiler. And then we have a Weird Boy who has the jump. Then we got 3 units of 10 Gretchen, or Grots, however you want to look at that. Then we have 16 Storm Boys to follow Boss Zagstruck, and then we have a unit of 10 Knobs, all with Choppas and Sluggas with an ammo runt there. And then we get into this Bad Moons battalion. We have our Warlord here, Big Mech with Shock Attack Gun. He is using the souped up Shaka, and then he just has the regular Shock Attack Gun. Then we have a Warp Head back here who will have Warpath and the jump, so he's gonna use it to jump only once per round, but we'll have a backup if needed. Then we have another 3 10-man units of Gretchen, Grots. Then we get into a Luda Bomb, 15 Ludas here. Sorry for the non-painting on those. Then we'll get into a debut of this Wazboom Blasted Jet. So he's got all the weapons. We'll see how he goes. And then we also have a Bunabama, so he'll get moving. And then we get into the Evil Sons Outrider detachment, led by the War Boss here on the trike, and he is actually going to be taking the Speed Wah specialized detachment, so he can upgrade his bike to the SNES, grab something or another, but it basically gives him toughness of 7 and a 5+ invuln, along with a, again, more black primed, apologize for that, but the Megatrack Scrap Jet and the Shock Drum Jagsta and 6 War Bikers, so we'll see how these all move. That's an Evil Sons Outrider for 2,000 points. And started out with 14 CP, sorry, not CP, yeah.
Alright, welcome back, Saturday Todd Hammer fans. We are full speed Adepticon training. So Chris and I are going to be playing this mission from last year's tournament to kind of dip our toe in and see how it goes, get used to the tournament thing. I'm bringing Chaos Knights today. So we've got 3 Chaos Knight Despoilers. 2 are kitted out with the rapid fire battle cannon and Gatling cannon. And then we're borrowing a knight because it's still under construction that has a chainsword there and another rapid fire battle cannon. All 3, though this one doesn't have it, have the Icarus twin Icarus cannons. So that'll be +1 to hit on flying things, and -1 if you do not fly. Then we've got a Death Guard battalion detachment, 2 units of 20 Poxwalkers with Typhus. We've got a Chaos Lord and Terminator armor. We've got 12 Chaos Cultists and 3 Chaos Spawn. So we start with 14 command points. We have used 3 to start out to give everyone a relic. So we've got 11 command points heading in for Chaos.
Here we are for the deployment of this Chaos Knighty army against the Orks. And yeah, we just have a bundle of Knight and Zombie Terror, Poxwalker Terror. Typhus is in there mixed in this corner. We have a Chaos Lord in Terminator armor in the Teleportarium, and you got some Chaos Spawn bringing the front forward. And then, as expected, we have just Grots, Gretchen everywhere. We got a Luda Bomb in the middle. We got some Shock Attack guns, some planes, like sitting on a victory marker over here. Yeah, so that's kind of where we stand. Let's get ready for turn 1. End of turn 1 for the Orks. Somehow won the roll-off to go first. Did some good movement. Some poor choices in movement. Limited the weapon choices over here attacking-wise. But the Wazboom Blasted Jet came over here and took off 10 wounds off of that knight and took out a Poxwalker that disgustingly resiled itself. The biker shot up those Poxies, killed 8 of those Poxies over there, then charged into this guy right here. Took off 3 wounds of him, and then he killed 2 War Bikers on the return fight. This burner bomber came over here, dropped a bomb on this cultist for a wound, or not the cultist, but that guy who's all disgusting and stuff. But that's because he's what he is. He took a wound there, then took off a couple more wounds off of this guy and off that guy with shooting, I think. Shot some stuff. Oh no, he took out 7 cultists over here, so they're good. Those cultists, and then the souped up shot, the regular shock attack gun shot and whiffed on the night, but then the Ludas with Daka and showing off took off another 10 wounds off that night, and then the souped up Shaka came back and finished off the night. That's why you saw the cloud of smoke down there. So at the end of turn 1, we got a knight, some poxwalkers, and some cultists off the board. So that's a big, good start offensively. So let's see what we can handle as they fight back.
End of Chaos, turn 1. Down a knight, really good showing from the Orc shooting on their first turn, but we did return the favor a little bit. This guy only got through the Gatling cannon, didn't have to use our Icarus cannon or the battle cannon. We killed the flyer over there. Revenge for our brother, because that guy did 10 wounds on our Nurgle knight. This gentleman, we got him about half power. He's down to 6 wounds. From the shooting from this gentleman. Then we moved up, we made the charge. Poxwalkers made the charge into the remaining bikers that were here. We stomped them, and then we consolidated a kind of a student body forward. Other than that, we used 2 CPs last turn to keep the cultists alive, and then our chaos spawn are over here on this objective. Overall, we didn't take any objectives from Chris, so we score a big fat 0 for our first turn as well.
End of the Orc, turn 2. The souped up Shaka did do a couple mortal wounds to that night when he rolled a 12 for his strength, but none of the actual hits went through for any damage. They were all saved. Did jump my warp head over here, and he took off another 2 mortal wounds with smite. It's the best way to do it. Missed all sorts of shooting here with these guys into the night, but did end up taking off a total of 10 wounds off the night, so it's not as productive. These Ludas took like another 6 or something off of them, so they're still doing their job shooting. The burner bomber dropped 7 burner bombs on these poxwalkers, and they disgustingly resiled 3 of them, so 4 of those died, and then did some more shooting and fighting and all that stuff. So it took a total of 7 of those, or 5 or something off of there. Then these Storm Boys and Boss Zagstruck dropped in over here, took out a bunch more of those Poxwalkers, maybe 4 or 5 of those, but they failed their charges. So that's kind of where we stand at the end of Orc turn 2. Did capture 4 victory points by holding on to 2 objectives at the beginning of my turn. So let's see what the chaosy, knighty, bad guy list does in turn 2. Anybody need an adult beverage?
End of Chaos, turn 2. This Black Legion Knight did some work, killed the flyer with our Icarus cannons there, and then we did some shooting on the Storm Boys. Come to find out, this guy is an auto pass morale include, so that's awesome, because I think we killed 14 or so of them, 13 maybe. Over here, Typhus made a beast of a charge, rolled boxcars to get into combat, promptly shat the bed on the wound roll. We're on 3s, re-rolling 1s on 4 potential. We rolled 3 2s, so took 3 wounds off of him, did not kill him. Chaos Spawn made the charge up here, fought, took 2 wounds off, but then the Warphead, he didn't like that. He fought back, he killed the Chaos Spawn. Over here, the Chaos Lord, we deep struck, we did some shooting. Chris bossed the save roll with 3 6s, so we didn't kill anybody. We rolled an 8 on the charge, a 6 and a 2. We re-rolled the 2, promptly rolled a 1, failed charge, very disappointing. Knight made the charge into the Ludas and the Gretchen, formerly of there. We played 2 stratagems, 1 to re-roll the hit roll, and 1 was the, well, I looked for it, Pact with the Dark Gods. No, it's not Pact with the Dark Gods.
Something about Trail of
Bind the souls of the defeated. So for every model we kill, we roll a dice, and on a 4-up we regain a wound. We only got 2 of them, But we did kill 6 Ludas. We got 2 wounds back, but 4 CPs. Not the best, you know, but hey, we'll take it. But Chris wisely picked the front guys, so they don't have to fall back. That's a brilliant move on his part. And so we did, we were on 3 objectives to start, so we get 6 victory points. So we are up 6-4 at the end of turn 2.
End of the Orc, turn 3. These Ludas, these 8 Ludas that made it through all the melee and some shooting with some grot shielding, took off some wounds. Also, the Deathkiller Wartrike took off some wounds. We had some pretty decent shooting and wounding. Actually, good shooting, no wounding from either one of the shock attack guns or the souped up shaka. We did hold two objectives to start the turn. And then as the weird boy, who is just known for his psychic ability, took out a chaos spawn earlier last turn, went down here, charged the other chaos spawn, and took over that command point, so that was a +1. Then we had some good like slapping each other over here between the two. Just Megatrap Scrapjet just like spit on Typhus's foot, so I don't think he even took a wound. And Typhus just like flattened a tire or something and took out a couple wounds there. They both should be dead in their own ways, but they're not. I think Poxwalker died. And then we had the Storm Boys who auto-passed morale last turn. The 2 Storm Boys and the boss, Zagstruck, took over this command point by taking out 6 or so Poxwalkers. So did end up scoring 6 primary objective points there by taking over 2 and holding 2 to start the turn. And that's kind of where we stand going into the bottom of the 3rd turn. This is fun.
End of Chaos turn 3. Chaos Knight over here moved in. We did some shooting. We polished off one of the trikes that was down there, and then we put the rest of the shooting into the Ludas. Between that knight down there and our shooting, we did clean up the Ludas. So no more Ludas off the board. Happy to hear. We charged in. We did some fighting. We didn't listen to our mates who told us to kill this guy, and then kill the Storm Boys if there was any left over. We split attacks. This guy's still alive, so we're at least contesting that objective, but we really wanted to take it. Not the end of the world. Then we come on down here. Typhus finally showed up. We killed the Scrapjet in the shooting phase with the Destroyer Hive pistol. Then we charged in and killed the Trike in melee. Finally showed up with the Man Reaper. Did 12 wounds, killed it. It blew up. Did 2 mortal wounds to Typhus. Didn't DR any of them. This gentleman, we failed the charge against the knobs over here, so we're just kind of hanging around with 3 wounds. It's not pretty. Chaos Lord charged in. We killed 3 with our Power Fist. We're contesting this objective. And then we took 3 wounds in retaliation. Listen, guys, 6 wounds to save, no AP. We're on a 2. I rolled 3 1s, so I suck. So that's where we stand at the end of turn 3. We only get 2 victory points for that round, but we do contest 2 objectives, so that keeps Chris from getting 4. So that's pretty nice. Could have been better, could have been worse. So right now, heading into the top of turn 4, Orcs turn, it is Orcs 10, Chaos 8.
End of Orc, turn 4. Whole lot of nothing happened. I took a wound off of this Chaos Lord and lost 3 knobs in the return fight. A lot of shooting and a lot of just whiffing at that ginormous knight that there's no way I should have missed, but I missed with that souped up shaka and that regular shock attack gun. And nothing else happened. I just kind of backed the boss out of there so everybody could shoot at him for no reason. But that objective is contested. This objective is contested. I held 2 to start, so that's 4 points for my turn. So let's see what the Chaos does in bottom of 4. End of Orc, turn 5. Pretty quick turn when you don't have a whole lot to do anymore, but the souped up Shaka took 7 wounds off of that knight over there, so he's down to 12. Hopefully that brackets him and he can't crutch his way over there. But did some movement, so I did get on that objective. Doesn't cause me any points. We're still split over here, but all my knobs are gone, so it's up to 5 Gretchen, who theoretically will all die next turn. But I did hold this one for 2 points to start. So that's kind of where we are. Let's see what Chaos does. Turn 5.
End of Chaos, turn 5. Mr. Knight here, we moved up, we did some shooting into the Gretchen, then we charged in, cleaned up the Gretchen, got a point for this objective. Typhus moved out, did some smiting, we did get 1 wound, but then we promptly rolled a 12, not on the smite, but on the Miasma of Pestilence, which I forgot to put on me, by the way. So we did 1 mortal wound to ourselves and didn't save it, so awesome way to go, Typhus. But we did clear off that objective. And then Chaos Lord doing work over here. Finally power fisted these Gretchen out of here. So 6-point turn for Chaos. And now Orks at the top of turn 6. It is 17 Chaos, 16 Orks.
End of the Orc turn 6. The big mech with a shock attack moved up to the edge so he could shoot Typhus and nick the wound. So he's still alive. Don't know why. Actually, no, he didn't. Typhus said no thank you, and I'm pretty sure I whiffed on him. Then the souped up shock I shot through the window at that night. I don't think I did anything, so that was terrible too. The big mech in the mega armor got over here and whiffed on all his hits with the power claw, which is terrible. Then he turned around and took 2 wounds from the Chaos Lord. So that's kind of where we stand at the end of top of 6. So let's get to the bottom of 6 and end this battle.
All right, Todd Hammer fans, the end of Chaos turn 6 and the end of the match. Whew, not a lot left on the map. We did have some heroic action by the Orc HQ over here. He charged in. Didn't go well on the rolling for the fight phase, and then Chaos Lord, which is really the MVP, so many models met their doom in his power fisty hands, was able to kill him in return. Still on the board with 1 wound. Chaos Knight still left here with 11 wounds. We've got Typhus, we've got some Poxwalkers, we've got some Cultists here, so Orcs down to some Grots. We got the Super Shock Attack gun up top, and I think that's a Weird Boy over there. A couple Grots left over, so at the end of the game we killed 1,800 points worth of Orcs. Orcs killed 900 points. I'm sorry, they killed 1,100 points, so that's 18 points for me and 11 points for Chris. At the end of the day, we've got a score of 42 to 29. So in our Adepticon training, which we did forget the tertiary objectives, asterisk, wink wink, so we'll learn to be better at that. It would be 33 Chaos, Orcs, 7.